Morning, folks. We've got another storm coming in. I guess a small one, but rain, snow, sleet, freezing rain. So I still need to get a lot done. Even if it's a little one, I still need to get things done. Again, no fashion statement here. I thought I had a hoodie on and I didn't, and I put my vest on, went to reach for the hood to pull the hood out and realized I had my barn jacket on from earlier, and it is what it is, folks. So, a lot of you liked that little fireside chat. That was a spur of the moment, and I'm glad you liked it. I went and filmed that because I was just feeling so fortunate to have a lot of people that have come to my channel and give such nice comments, and I was feeling a little bit sentimental last night, so I thought I would say thank you very much. I'm glad you liked it. And what was I drinking? I wasn't drinking anything. I just got done drinking a whole bunch of water. I'm a big water drinker, folks. I also like my coffee. So, today, let's talk a little bit about the gray man. I probably won't finish it today. Like I said, I've got a lot I need to do, but the gray man. I didn't know what the gray man was. I didn't know they had a term for what I'm going to be talking about, but it turns out the term gray man is how we all should approach things, right? So I touched on noise around your place in another video. Be quiet as bear, and I'm going to change that thumbnail, folks. I'm going to change that thumbnail. I don't know what it's going to be, but some of you like the wildlife part of it. Some of you don't. But the messages in there, the message in there is very important. And if they just see a bear, they're not gonna. I don't care about bear. I wanna know about this and that. So the point is, the message has got to be out there, and I don't think the bear is portraying what the message is in the video. So look for that to change. I don't know when, but look for it to change. So we've touched on how to be quiet. Now, what about us as people? All right. So let's say times got really hard and people were just trying to find food. Okay. It's whether it's been the first week or the first year. Okay. If people are out of food, they're going to go looking for food, especially if they have children at home, right? They'll do anything to feed those little bellies and their own bellies. So really, no one is safe, really. So if you don't, whether you had food or not, okay, whether you had a full pantry, whether you had food running around I'm looking at my duck. Food walking, on your place. You need to protect that food somehow, and you need to keep that food quiet. Like I said in my other video, a hungry belly is going to hear a rooster crowing from a long ways away. A full belly is probably not even going to hear the rooster. Or if they thought times are hard and they're rationing out their food, they're going to hear that rooster, right? For down the road, for another time, right? When things get hard, they're going to know where there's a rooster. So let's say times are hard and people are starting to get hungry and it just starts getting crazy and ugly out there, right? Are you going to be, I'm a pretty big girl, right? I've got some rolls, and but I got a lot of muscle, folks. Okay, just by the nature of how I live. But I'm a pretty good sized girl. Now, if times get hard and people are hungry, they're probably not going to be as big as I am if they're hungry. Okay, especially if it's gone on for a while. So if somebody comes down this road and they are looking for food, and I come out and I say I don't have any, and I'm this big, okay, they're gonna, one, know that I'm lying right through my teeth, okay? So you need to fit in with how everybody is around you. If everybody else is going hungry, you're going to want to look and you're going to act like you are hungry. Okay? If somebody comes to you and the first thing out of your mouth is saying, I hope you're coming to bring me food because we're really hungry here, maybe get that out first thing. Okay? Now, since I started doing these shit hit the fan, prepping this content, I've had some horrible dreams, folks. And so somewhere deep down inside, there's a big caution, you know, in the core of who I am. There's a big caution. There's a big red flag that, you know, what if things got to that point where we are, and I'm going to go right back to the book, The 1 Second After. You know, if things ever got that bad, we have to change a lot of who we are. We're going to have to do things that we never thought we would do or could do. And, you know, they were on survival mode. If things got bad where we are all on survival mode, regardless of whether we had food stored away or not, we cannot go around looking healthy. If somebody should come to you, whether to ask you for food, to ask you for help, or just to take from you, you need to look like everybody else that is hungry and desperate, okay? Now, we've all been somewhere where everybody kind of looks alike, but somebody comes into the room or into the crowd that just looks totally different. They just look like they don't fit there, okay? So, you know, they stick right out like a sore thumb. You don't want to be that sore thumb, folks, okay? You don't want to be that sore thumb. You want to act desperate, you want to be desperate, and you want to portray the desperate, that desperate person, okay? If you're looking all clean and your clothes are all clean and ironed and all of that, and somebody comes to you and says, you know, I need some laundry soap. I just want laundry soap. Well, that's not all they're gonna want. If they want laundry soap, they're gonna probably want other things too, right? So if you greet them and you're in your best summer dress and you look clean, you look kept up, they know that you probably have a handle on that, and you probably have a means of probably soap and all of that. Now, I'm not going to say you need to go around looking like Pigpen, okay, from Charlie Brown. You don't have to go around looking like Pigpen. You want to keep yourself clean. You want to keep yourself healthy. But you need to play the part. You need to play the part. If somebody comes walking down your driveway and they're all gaunt and you can tell they don't have much energy and you're greeting them and you know, you got a few pounds on you and you're clean, and they're going to say, well, you're doing something right. You've got something that I don't, okay? So, and if somebody comes around and there's only one person and they could be just scoping things out and then going back and going to their group and say, okay, this is what I found here. This is what I found at that place. We need to make a plan to go get that from them. You know, it's an awful, awful way to think. It's an awful way to feel. But if you need to protect you and yours, you're going to have to be able to protect you and yours. Okay? If let's say things got really hard and it's winter and you're out there, or even summer, whatever, and you're out there with a chainsaw because, you know, you made sure you had a chainsaw, you've got gas and oil for that chainsaw, and you've got spare parts for that chainsaw. But if you're out there and you're cutting wood, the sound of a chainsaw can travel a long ways away, folks, okay? So I'm not saying to go out and cut trees with an axe or a two-man saw. I'm just saying that, you know, just be careful. Just be careful. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do. You know, you got to have firewood. If you're in a cold climate, you've got to have firewood for the winter. So when do you do that? You know, without attracting somebody to yourself, right? So you gotta look the part. You've got to play the part, and if somebody comes to your place and you greet them and you're looking like me, you know, you look like you've got food to eat and they don't you think the word's not going to get around, folks? Okay, the word's going to get around, and you know, don't take from us. We don't have anything, but I know of somebody that looks like they're doing pretty good. So if everybody around you is looking like they're frail and hungry, you need to look the part as well. You know, and now I'm naturally a big girl. It just runs in my genes. There's no way I should be as big as I am, for as active as I am. But the genes got me. The genes have gotten me. So genetics will play a role in that. I just don't know what else to say. Look the part, be the part, and if everybody around you is hungry, you've got to be hungry too, okay? You've got to play that part, folks. Now, if, let's say the power went out, nobody had power for whatever reason, okay? And if you're the only house in the neighborhood that has a little flicker of a light from a candle, people are going to wonder, you know, how many more candles do you have? We need to see as well. But here, you know, I live without power, right? I have an oil lamp, and you know, I get everything done that I need to do inside the house during the day, because that's when I have the natural light, you know, helping me. But in the evening, there's a lot of times that I am just sitting in the dark, folks. I enjoy sitting in the dark, especially in the winter when the fire is flickering. You know, that'll put off some light too if you have a stove with a glass door. All right. So what is it? A candle flame in the dark will show up like 1 or 2 miles away. So you want to be mindful of that, okay, folks? You need to be mindful of your appearance, of you and yours, and the appearance after dark, the sounds that you make. And if somebody comes to take something of yours away, you need to be able to figure out a way to make sure that they don't do that again. And I'm not saying anything, what you need to do, what you don't need to do, but I am telling you, you need to discourage them from doing that again, or from going to tell other people. Okay? I don't know. You know, these are scary times, folks. They're just scary times, and not knowing what's coming, if something will happen, and you know, we just don't know. And I think that's how they like it, to keep us all confused, keep us distracted. Well, when we're being distracted over, you know where, right? What's happening here that they don't want us to see? You know, all eyes over here, and we're not looking over here, right? So who knows what's going to happen? Right now, I just feel I need to get these videos out. I don't know, it's just something that I feel I need to do. And with the dreams that I'm having, they're awful dreams, folks. They're not pleasant dreams at all. And some of the dreams were like worst case scenario. And in my dream, I was doing things that I never thought I would. And it's not a good feeling, folks. It's not a good feeling. So, and I don't get into dream theory and dream analyzing, but I do pay attention to the content of my dreams, if they're really dark and I'm doing things I shouldn't, that means, to me, that means that somewhere in here, I'm at least thinking, without realizing I am, that it could get that bad. And I might have to think of this area and that area and this area and what I'm going to do to prepare for, because you can't plan for every single scenario, folks. You just can't do that, okay? So the gray man, I don't think I said much about that. I think I just rambled a lot. But be quiet, don't draw attention, look like everyone else around you. If everyone else around you is looking really hard up, then you need to look really hard up, whether you've got food or not. Okay, that might mean cutting back on half of what you eat. That might mean, you know, doubling up on any exercise that you do. You know, because when you're hungry and not eating, you don't think rational. You're tired all the time. You don't have the strength, right? So you don't think clearly. So if that's just another reason to make sure you have, food, healthy food, folks. And you can have your comfort food too. Those do have their place. All right. The wind is coming right in through the woodshed here now. It's kind of swirling, so it might be 20 degrees out, but it's still too cold for me to do a bird in by choice. Now, if I didn't have a choice and something happened to it, I would definitely have to do that. I've done birds at 10 below zero before outside, folks. I'm not going to bring a bird inside my house, and not unless I have to. I have no choice, and stink up my house. I'm just not going to do that. So I do everything outside. Now, I had an owl, a great horned owl. They're big, right? I came home late one night and I only had 4 hours to do my chores and get some sleep before I had to get up and go back to work. And I didn't get home. It was slippery, so I didn't get home until really late. And I knew it was going to be slippery going back, and I was already tired because I had just put in like 16 hours of my job. And I come home to a great horned owl that killed one of my geese. Not this set here, but the set I had before. And, even though it was almost 12 o'clock in the morning, I weren't going to let that meat go to waste. So I did bring it inside and laid down I opened up some used grain bags. And the inside is clean, right? If you kept them right, they're clean. So I cut that bag open and took a cloth and wiped the inside of the bag, and I did the goose on the kitchen table in the middle of the night by an oil lamp. So sometimes you have to do that, but I'm telling you right now, the down on a goose, I don't think I'll ever do that again, because I was finding down like a year later. I don't know, that down just flies everywhere. So, but I also had that goose smell in my house that I did not like. So, but sometimes you do what you have to do, and sometimes you learn that hard lesson, right? We've all learned a hard lesson one way or the other, at one time or another. So, the gray man, look the part, be the part, and be as needy as they are. Portray that need when they come looking for something, okay? Now, people can come in and after dark and steal a bird off the roost. For you folks who have eggs for sale, fresh farm eggs for sale, you're advertising, folks. If you are on a main drag and you've got your chicken coop out so everybody that goes by can see it, people people do make a mental note, folks. They do. And if times get hard, and as they're getting harder, that mental note is going to be coming into the forefront where they can get some food. So maybe take your, if it's a small coop, I don't know what y'all have for coops, if you have coops, but maybe conceal them a little bit, put them out behind. I don't know. It's kind of too late for me to do that. I've got 2 big coops, and I've got my small coop, and you just can't move them, not easily. So I've got a lot to do, and I think my next video will be the tired prepper, or prepper tired, or whatever, because for those of you, and I've heard a lot of stories, for those of you who've been prepping for so long, you kind of get prepper burnout, right? And so the next one is going to be prepper burnout, and maybe how to overcome that prepper burnout. I think that would be a pretty good one to talk about. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for the nice comments. I really greatly appreciate that. And maybe I'm getting a little old and senile, because like I said, I thought I had a hoodie on, and I put my vest on, and the vest is right side out, at least, right? So like, share, and subscribe if you would like to. I don't know. I'd like to say I'm not running out of content, but I think I'm running out of worthy content, and of the major topics. I can always take one topic and break it down very easily. Okay, very easily. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep the comments coming. Keep the comments coming. And we'll see what we can do. Okay?